All right, everyone. So, welcome back. And at this time, now what we are going to do is the Math Unit 1 project for calculus. And it's very, very interesting. So, hope you guys like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share multiple screens here for you guys so that you can see it. Actually, let me just share one screen so that would be better to understand first. So, the project is very simple. What we have to do is find or estimate the value of pi, as we all know. It's like 3.142857, the recurring digits in the back. So, this project is simply going to use the limit process to find out or estimate the value of pi. It's not going to be exact, and it's all so. Yeah, let's go for it. So let's say, for example, we have a polygon, right? What we require is simply a polygon, the side length, and later on a circle where the shape or polygon is circumscribed in. So it's like the shape or polygon is inside the circle. So that's how it is going to work. So a circumscribed circle and then a shape inside. So right here, I have got a bunch of simulation kind of thing right here going on. So if you look at it, how I'm doing it, if on the screen, there's the serial number that represents the number, uh, like just a serial number, just a number to say to for a reference. Like here, I have a number of sides column, which is like the number of sides inside the polygon that I want to have. And you won't believe it that I seriously went to 50,002 as number of sides, and it still works. Then I defined the side length of the polygon as 10. That's what I'm keeping it as like a default kind of one, and then another which is like extended one or side length of 12. You can say units, centimeters, meters, kilometers, miles, anything that you prefer. Then comes the sum of angles, which is simply the sum of angles inside the triangle, not the exterior angles, but the sum of interior angles. So let's say, for example, I have a field that's of three sides, and we all know that it's a triangle. So my sum of angles is going to be n minus 2 times 180. So which is like the number of sides, which is n minus 2 times 180 as a whole. 180 is like a whole times. So that's how we get 180 degrees. Now to find the radius of the circle, it's quite simple, and there's a process over to do so, and that's what I'm going to show you on how to do it. So I'm going to share a new screen, which is a Microsoft Whiteboard that I used. So let's jump into it. I hope you can see the screen. I'm going to use like my fingers touch things so that I don't mess up. Uh, that's what I'm literally hoping for because this screen and pen is like way too difficult to use in Microsoft Whiteboard with this pen feature right here already. Okay. So first step, what we are going to do is find the sum of angles. So we already found, for example, right from the triangle. Right here, I've used another one as an example, which is five sides, which is a pentagon, and so the sum of angles inside a pentagon is 540 degrees, as you can see here. I went through the formula n minus 2 times, oops, n minus 2 times 180, and 5 minus 2 is 3 and 3 times 180 is like 540. So that's step one. Then later on, what we will do is go to step two, which is finding a particular angle from the inside of the polygon. So that we can either go for the pentagon or triangle. So here on the whiteboard, I've gone for the pentagon, and it's 5 minus 2 times 180. But what I'm going to do is divide it by n, which is the number of sides the polygon has. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 times 180 is 540, and 540 divided by 5 gives you 108 degrees. So each angle is equal. So that's what it's depicting right here and proving. So each angle is going to be equal, and each angle is going to be 108 degrees, like you see right here. Uh, Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the pen so that you guys can see stuff right there. Uh, Let me see. What color? I'll go for purple. I don't know, purple or violet, whatever it is. Right. So to the next step. Uh, Now what we have to do is find the radius of the circle. So how we are going to do it is simple, very simple. First of all, we need to create a circle around the polygon that we have. And here for easiness kind of thing, I chose triangle to be used. So what we're going to do, I mean, there's a circle around it already, as you see here. Um, and what we're going to do is find the radius. So it's simply going to be like this. Before we find the radius, we should know what radius is. Radius is like the length from the center point to the end point of a circle. Right? What I have done is simply just like that. But starting from the end points of this polygon right here, which is at this point here, if you see. So from that point, I took the line and extended it to the center of the circle. So that's basically going to be my radius. And radius, I have denoted it as R. And I created a triangle inside a triangle, which is inside a circle. So as goes the hierarchy, at the top it's circle, then another triangle, and then another triangle. So that's how it goes from the top to bottom, from the outside to inside. First, second, and then third. Okay. I've created a triangle, which is going to be a right angle triangle, so that it goes connects to the center of the circle, and then it touches at the intersection point, like at the bisecting point of the triangle right here, of the base. So this is my base right there, and I've simply bisected it or divided it in half so that this becomes half of the whole. And what we are going to do is find this. I mean, we already found it. That's 108 degrees. So to find the radius, we can do it in two ways. So one way is you can use trigonometry. I mean, go ahead if you want to use it. And second one would be the normal 30, 60, 90 triangle, right? So, in the triangle, especially this one, the right triangle that we have created, x angle x will be 30 degrees if we go through this whole process that you see here, which is like 3 minus 2 times 180 divided by 3 times 2, just to particularly find the angle, the particular angle, but at the half, because this is a dissecting angle. This line, this R, is dissecting the angle this here, that's angle A. That's why it's going to make it a half. So that's why we divide it by 2. So after doing all the calculations, we get 30 degrees. So angle x equals 30 degrees. That's that. We haven't still found the radius, so we are on way to do so. Now, because I've already mentioned before that this inner triangle is going to be a 36 right angle triangle, and I just found that x is 30 degrees, I can literally find the another angle, which is going to be 60, 180 minus in square brackets or double brackets, 30 plus 90, and then you get 60 degrees. So now we can finally jump into the finding the radius part. How we are going to find it is in two ways. One way is, like I said, 30 60 degree, 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, which is the x value is going to be x. This value is our x value in our is not the x value case actually. This value, the y here, is our x line, or like I said, it's y here, and this here is 4 after, like, 4 is equal to x root 3. So we have to find what the value of x is right here. And in our case, actually, it's y. So just move it with y. So we have to find the value of y. So what we're going to do is divide it on both sides by root 3. And we found the value of y, which is 4 over root 3. And as I've done it here as well, um, I just pointed out, this is the value. Oh, sorry. Actually, this is the value. Sorry. I'm pointing to the wrong one. So that's that. And you can use the 30-60 triangle again to find the value of r radius by doing like r equals 2 times y. I mean, Why am I doing this again, right? You can see here r equals 2 times y. The reason why it's 2 times y is because y is here, but r is going to be hypotenuse, and because of the rule, the hypotenuse is like 2y. So 2 times y is going to be 2 times 4 over 3 root 3, and that gives us 8 over root 3. Another way to do so is using trigonometry. Since you have all of the angles already and you have one side up in here, that is 4. And first of all, let me clarify. The side length of the polygon, which is, triangle here, is going to be 8, is 8. That's what I've assumed right now. So because it's dissecting or bisected, actually, the value of this base is going to be 4. So now we can find out through the trigonometric function of cosine that the radius. So we can use this angle 30 degrees, and use cosine of 30 degrees equals 4 over r, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is 4 and hypotenuse is r. So 4 over r, and we flip-flop the things and multiply the by times, and then finally we find that 4 over cosine of 30 equals to r. And then if we evaluate that in our calculator, it gives you 4.6188 centimeters. And I, like I said, I did centimeters right here. So 4.6188 is the same as what we got in here. You can do that in your calculator as well if you would like to do so. So that's how you can find the radius. Now, there's two ways to find the pi, estimate the value of pi. One is you can do it by hand, or you want to do it by what I did on the Excel sheet I showed you before. What I'm going to do is I will show you how to do it by hand. So we're going to use this formula of the perimeter, right? So perimeter of a circle equals 2 pi r. But in our case, we're going to use the perimeter of the polygon. So which is one side length was 8 centimeters. So 8 centimeters times 3 sides is going to give us 24 centimeters. So that's our perimeter of the polygon. And I'm not sure if this is going to be quite right, but if I'm doing this correctly, but it's worth to mention that this is how I found out this shortcut type of thing. So that's how it is right now. So the value of pi is simply going to be pi equals perimeter we found is 24 over 2 times the radius, which we got as 6 point, sorry, what did we get as the radius? 4.6188. 4.6188. So if you evaluate that, what you are going to get is simply listed in, I think, um, it should give you 2.598 something. Let me just double check it. Um, so it's going to be 24 divided by 2 times 4.6188. Yep, it gave you 2.598, and so forth and so on. So that's the value of your pi right here. Now, we could have done it by hand if you want to, or we could have done it with the help of your Excel then, right? So we go back onto Excel right here. I don't know if you can see it. I should be able to. So we did all the steps. It was right here in the Excel sheet as well. That's how I found the radius up in here. There is one thing. Oh, actually, oh, come on. That is another thing. This is another. The side length was different. That's why it's different right here. So yeah, that's how you are going to find the value of pi. And you can actually simulate it through at the end, which for me is 50,000 right here. At the number of sides is 50,002, and number of the side length is 10 and 12, and this is the sum of angles. This is the radius of the circle, considering the side length of 10. Indeed, I don't know what just happened, but I'll just take it. And then perimeter of the polygon is going to be this much, 50,020, and I think it's 50,000. Oh, it's 500,020. Sorry. And the perimeter of the polygon with the extended side length is this much, and the highest estimated value with the default 10 as the side length is going to be 3.141592651533185, and then it's going to give me 000. I don't know why this automatically saving came up, but that's how we do it. And with the longer side length, that gives me 3.769981188382200, and so forth. So yes, that was simply it. I hope you liked the video, and you found calculus very interesting, especially finding how did pi come from, especially in this point or in this polygon. So there you go. The results, boom.